Vintage lens sample galleries.
So what are you thinking? Which lens should we use for the video?
I recommend the 17mm.
17 millimeter, huh? All right. All right, so let's give this 17 millimeter a try here. All right. It looks good, but I think it's just a little bit too wide. Let's try the 28. Here.
Your carbon temperature is set to tungsten.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to fix that. All right, white balance set to auto white balance, ISO 400 f4 with. You know what I'm thinking? I want to go just a touch wider. Let's go with the 24. All right. All right, so now we're filming with the Canon NFD 24mm f2.8, and we're filming at f4, ISO 400, and we are using the EOS R5, and we are shooting in 24 4KU all eye. So this is what it looks like. Now, if you're into video, that makes sense to you. If you're a photographer only, that's all gibberish. So welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about vintage lenses, and I keep looking over at the monitor here to make sure my eyes are still sharp and I'm in focus. You kind of have to stay in your depth of field, otherwise now I'm out of focus. So, I mean, you know how it works, obviously. But yeah, today's video is all about vintage lenses. I set up something on my website, a sample gallery. I've been collecting vintage lenses for a while. I love shooting with vintage lenses. They're so much fun. And I find for regular work, I love modern lenses because they're fast, they focus fast, you have the eye tracking and all that, all the benefits of mirrorless cameras. But for me personally, when it comes to my mic on? Yeah, mic's on. When it comes to having fun with cameras and having fun with photography and videography, I love vintage lenses. You can see right now this video is unedited. I'm not going to put any color grade on it. And this is right out of camera, and you can see how the blues in the jacket are muted. In real life, it's a nice bright, I don't know, baby blue, and then you have the lights in the background and the skin tones, and everything's kind of muted, and it kind of has this nice nostalgic vintage feel, and it's so cool. I mean, for me, I grew up in the 80s, so when I see these color tones and things, I'm just like, yes, this is so awesome, I love it. But yeah, so anyway, this lens is for those of you who want to get into shooting with vintage lenses. I have a couple videos already. Which side has space? Let's pop it on this side. So I have the first video. This is all about what settings you have to set up in your menu to shoot with vintage lenses. So check out that video first. This video is specifically with Canon menus, but if you're using a different brand like Sony or Lumix or whatever, all the menus have a similar setting in them, so you can just find your corresponding setting and set up your camera so you can use vintage lenses on mirrorless. And of course, this is specifically for mirrorless cameras. DSLRs, I don't think you have to turn on this setting. And then I have this other video right there, and when I first got into vintage lenses, the one thing that confused me was the adapters. Now there's two types of M42 mount lenses, and if you're confused about it, check out that video right there. Here's a little B-roll teaser of the lenses that'll be featured in the sample gallery. And of course, over time, you can expect to see sample footage and review videos of these lenses on the YouTube channel. And you know what? I really like the way that previous scene looked, the talking head bit, and I'll probably end up filming some more YouTube videos with only vintage lenses because I think it looks pretty cool. I love that nostalgic look. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you're into vintage lenses and you want to see more content with vintage lenses. These old lenses are really unique in a way, like I kind of look at each lens as like a bottle of wine. Just like each bottle of wine has a story, each grape has a vintage and a flavor, and there's all this backstory behind each bottle of wine. The same thing goes for these lenses as well. Like take a Helios 40 85mm and let's say a Canon FD 85mm f1.2L, and they're both 85mm, but they look completely different from each other. Like each one of these vintage lenses has its own unique character and its own unique mood, different types of bokeh, different types of fringing. Some are softer, some are sharper, and it's, I don't know, for me anyway, it's a lot of fun to get into these lenses and start experimenting with them and try and understand the character of each lens. So it just added a whole new like level to my photography and videography game, and it's a lot of fun exploring these lenses and getting to know them. Modern cameras and modern technology, it's changed the game, you know? Photography is just about pointing and shooting now. The camera does all the calculations. You just hold the camera up, push the button, and everything's done for you. Even the focus is done for you. You don't even have to worry about that anymore. So what I really like about vintage lens photography and videography is the fact that it kind of forces you to slow things down. You have to stop and think, you have to sit there, you have to focus your shot, compose your shot, and you know what? Sometimes it even forces you to think about the shot before you take it, because then you have to think, hey, if I'm gonna invest a minute or two into focusing this, do I really want to take the shot? Is it worth it? How can I make the shot better? And it slows down the process from click, 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 click to think about it, focus, compose it, click. And for me, that's the essence of photography, and that's what photography should be all about, is creating the shot with your mind first and then taking the photo, as opposed to just spraying and praying and hopefully you get a good one, right? So that's what I really love about vintage lenses. Alrighty, so now we're gonna finish off the video with the 17mm f4. This is also a Canon NFD lens. So yeah, why not? Let's finish it off a little wider. So if you have any questions about vintage lenses, how to set up your camera. If only I could speak English. So if you have any questions about how to set up vintage lenses with your camera, leave your comments down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Peace out. I will see you guys in the next video.